Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Different setup, different background, different vibe and a different result. Unbelievable. Chelsea right now look like they're going on to win the title. Am I right or am I right? Probably getting a bit too carried away. Let's take it one step at a time, shall we? But the one encouraging thing was Chelsea have finally found where the goal is. They have finally found where to put the ball. They have finally found the net. Finally. And we done it in quick succession today. Albeit maybe there's a little bit of luck. But I think there was a method to the madness today. And you know what? In terms of the way that Chelsea showed up, they had to. This is why I want to say, don't get too carried away, but I think we should be happy. We should absolutely be happy with what we saw today. And that is the performance that we needed to put in. Two reasons. One, it was a must-win. We had to win today. If not, it's curtains. Now, not only have we taken the momentum from the Brighton game in the Carabao Cup forward to this, we can now take this forward to Burnley, into the international break, and then bring on the crazy schedule that we have where we're just facing all the big boys at once because we have to pick up points before that. And it looks like we're doing so. Now we've only got Burnley left. Now, secondly, is Chelsea done the one thing today that I did point out in my 5 things that I thought Chelsea needed to do to start winning games. And today I can proudly say one of those things were completely fulfilled. Completely fulfilled. What was it? Despite the doubt in the lineup, the way that Chelsea played today wasn't with the ball. It was a case of, you know what? The opposition really want the ball, not just for the sake that they really want the ball, but they were able to use the ball. So Chelsea had a plan in order to absorb, let them have the ball, and let's hit them where it hurts most, when they least expect it and when they can't keep up. That is exactly what I said in terms of my 5 things. There are going to be games, not all, but vice versa. You can't just think every single game you're just going to outplay every single team. It doesn't work like that. There are going to be games against certain opponents where it's best if you don't have the ball. And then the moment comes, the opportunities come, hit them with a bolt of lightning, get the goal, thank you very much, see you later. Chelsea today. Both halves, first half and second half, we had less of the ball than Fulham. 56% to 44%. Second half, 56% to 44%. But the execution was there. Some people are going to criticise the second half and say, oh, you know what, we almost let it slip. I don't think we almost let, well, yeah, technically you could say we almost let it slip. But we didn't have much going on up top like we did in the first half in order to compensate for the lack of possession that we had. Lack of possession in comparison to our other games where we normally have 60-65% of the ball, which to me really doesn't mean anything if you don't do much with it. But today, first half, we didn't see much of the ball, but every time we got it, lethal attack. And you know what? For the first time in ages, I'm able to come onto this channel and tell you guys, clinical. What a ball from Colwill. What a ball from Colwill that was. Colwill today. And look, I don't like him playing at left back, but credit where credit's due to Colwill because he's not a left back. So I don't want to, go out on a limb and say, oh, you know what? Poch has done a madness here playing Colwill at left back. He really hasn't. I'll credit him for some other lads in a sec, but for Colwill, for what he's managed to do as a left back, whilst he's not a natural left back, fair play. He put in an Ashley Cole shift today. I mean, the dink over to MUDRYK spoke for itself. Fantastic vision, fantastic execution. And MUDRYK seems like he's getting more confident and he's getting better every single game, step by step, little by little. So now he scored today, and he scored an actual goal. His first Chelsea goal. He brought it down beautifully, slotted it in nicely, didn't hesitate, took it on instinct, and he buried it. 1-0 Chelsea. Thank you very much. Goes off on a celebration. Fantastic. We see Enzo and Caicedo hugging like a couple of kids that haven't seen each other in 5 years. But fantastic. 20 seconds later, we get the second goal. Courtesy of a Fulham mistake, Cole Palmer into Broja. Broja got lucky here. But I'll take it because Broja's not played in nearly a year. He come on for 20 minutes, come on for half an hour. That's the only minutes that he's got lately in the last year because he's been out with a really bad injury. Comes back. Look, the thing about a striker, you have to be in the right position, the right place at the right time. Simple as that. Sometimes the goals that Broja scored today will happen to you. If you're a striker in the right position, the right place at the right time, that's the sort of thing that can happen. Van Nistelrooy had a handful of those back in the day. When you're a poacher, you're in the box, you know where to be and at what time, those things sometimes bounce off you. Credit to Broja. But it was lucky. But he was there for it. So, congrats. Take it. It's your goal. Take it. If he was a starter week in, week out, and we're having to praise, that, or he scored a goal, maybe not. But the fact he's been out for so long, no, you know what? Broja showed a lot of presence today. And he rectified himself for that shot that he took after the first 5 minutes. I don't know what he was trying to do. He done everything perfect. He done all the hard work. And then cuts in, takes it, looks at the goal, hits it to Rosed. I'm like, are you trying to play rugby here or something? Come on. That got me worried. I saw that and I thought, oh my God, here we go again. It's another one of those days, isn't it? But it wasn't. Thankfully, it wasn't. We went in at the half-time mark, 2-0 up, and that's killing the game off. When you have the opportunities and you kill the game off, you kill the game off. Big margin, Fulham weren't coming back. So, that's what we need to do. Week in, week out. See, the performances that we saw today, especially from quite a few of the lads, those need to be consistent performances that we see game after game in order for us to be convinced that these players are capable, the manager is capable, the system works, the way we're moving is progressive, fantastic. It has to be consistent. We can't do it like this one game and then we're going to show up to Burnley and lose 2-1. It can't happen. It can't happen. So we got to keep this going because the performances that we saw today from a handful of the lads, I really want to probably mention them all in a bunch because I feel like it's deserved. I mentioned MUDRYK. I mentioned Broja. Cole Palmer, man of the match, hands down. And it goes to show, and listen, I hope from today Poch is going to have this guy as one of the first names on the team sheet. Cole Palmer is a certified baller. He is a baller. He is a proper baller. The definition of the word baller, yeah? Not footballer, baller. He is that. He was on the right-hand side today and he made it work. He just done exactly what he had to do. He's a quick thinker. He doesn't make mistakes. He knows exactly what he wants to do with the ball. He knows exactly where he wants to move. He knows exactly who to pass to. He knows exactly how to move. I mean, obviously, he was coached by none other than Pep Guardiola, so I'm not surprised. But that's not the be-all and end-all. Sterling was coached by Pep Guardiola. We're not having the same conversation. Cole Palmer is a natural. And it's clear as day. It shines and it's clear as day. So fair play to Cole Palmer. Put in an absolute shift. Man of the match. But it's not just him. I thought the midfield today was spot on. All of them. Caicedo, Seeker and Destroyer. First game today in a Chelsea shirt that I can look at Caicedo and go, that's exactly the Caicedo that we bought from Brighton. That was spot on. Cleaning everything up, getting his foot stuck in, linking the play, taking the ball off the opposing team, taking the ball off Fulham, progressing with the ball. Brilliant. That's Caicedo. That's what we meant to buy. That's who we were thinking we were buying when we bought him from Brighton. That's the performance we got to see week in, week out now. Enzo, similar situation. Him and Caicedo look like they've got a nice little chemistry starting to form. So I like that. So fair play. But Enzo, I thought initially would be put in the 10. I saw the lineup and I was fuming. I was like, are we doing this again? Enzo in the 10, Gallagher sitting deep. I'm like, no, please, no. For the love of God, no. In fact, we didn't see that. We saw Enzo play more like an 8. And we saw Gallagher actually go a little more forward than anticipated in terms of how the lineup was distributed on the lineup sheet. So, Gallagher as well. Look, I've said my fair share on Gallagher. But I like to be fair. I'll tell you when I think someone's rubbish. But I'll tell you when I think they've put in a clinic. And today, Gallagher had a brilliant game. Brilliant game. In every sense of the word. Spot on. Today, Gallagher was spot on. In terms of his vision, his execution. This is what I want from Gallagher week in, week out. But I don't get it week in, week out. And this is why I'm critical of him. Because it's not just Gallagher. Anyone. We need to see performances consistently. If we've seen performances in the past in Gallagher, we've not really seen. That's why I'm critical. But today is an example of how I would like to see Gallagher play every single week. Moving the ball well, was thinking quick, was executing fast, wasn't taking time on the ball, wasn't holding up the play, was looking forward for once, not just backwards and sideways, which is a constant criticism that I have of him. He sometimes decides to not take the avenue that's obvious, but then he goes and plays safe. Today he didn't do that. He got stuck in and he progressed the ball and he was linking up and he was moving into the box pretty frequently. And at times, always the guy that was just like Caicedo at moments, being able to take the ball off of Fulham and get the action going. Gallagher did a few of that today. So fair play. Fair play. That's exactly what we want week in, week out. That midfield I thought was absolutely spot on. The defence, look. Disasi, Thiago Silva, no complaints. As far as I'm concerned, pretty straightforward for them. Fulham really were not testing our goalkeeper, except for the second half, briefly, where Sanchez had to pull off a worldie. Fantastic save. Sanchez is a weird goalkeeper. Sometimes he just looks like he's going to hold your whole team hostage by giving the ball away absolutely carelessly. And then he pulls off like 3 worldies. And you're like, how has he done this? So, look, absolutely fantastic in terms of Sanchez overall. The defence, like I said, Disasi, Silva, consistent. Koa, we've spoken at left back. But there's one other guy. And I can't understand this one. How is Cucurella actually playing well at right back? How has this happened? How is he actually looking comfortable at right back? It doesn't make sense. But he's doing it. And he done it against Brighton. He's done it again today. Look, at this point, I know we got Reece James and we got Gusto. But if Cucurella is playing like this, he has to be in the shout for the right-back position. Which is incredible because we never in a million years would think we'd be saying Cucurella at right-back. This Chelsea team is full of surprises. But look, there's one more guy, and that's Poch, because the setup that he had today I thought was spot on. He didn't really emphasise on going out to control the game. He went out to go and be clinical. He went out to go and be lethal, to exploit Fulham and their weakness. And that's how you get 3 points sometimes. You don't get 3 points sometimes by just dominating the game for the sake of dominating the game. You get 3 points by getting more goals than the opponent by any means necessary. Today was a clear example of absolute execution to go and get the 3 points using a method that is unorthodox to how we want to play, but we use it in order to get the win. Job done. That builds confidence. Gets goals, builds confidence, momentum, and then we move. So now, I want to ask the question, because I actually thought two games ago, our season was finished. I looked at the Brighton game and I was like, no, we're not winning that. We ended up winning that. Now we're taking it into this. We've won today. Don't blow it. Don't blow it against Burnley. That's all I'm going to say. Do not blow it against Burnley. If we can beat Burnley, 3 wins on the trot, it's the best way we can go into the Arsenal game. And then from there, we really test ourselves. So let's see what's going to happen. But overall, very pleased. We got out there. We got the job done. Confidence is rising. Players looking good. Poch executed it well. Confidence is starting to show. Hopefully that brings momentum. And we move. Simple as that. We move. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Temporary setup, obviously things are changing and whatnot. I'm not in my usual setup, so things are looking a little different. But do not worry, things will be back to normal as per. So make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button, hitting the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. Do not forget to smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow for another upload, maybe a couple. I'll see all of you then, no matter what. Thank you all so much, people. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.